What is going on, guys? This is a little bit different for Nick's picks. Me and Ben are literally just kind of playing a game here and talking about our 2021 awards, basically. And oh, nice juke. We are playing as Kansas City and Tampa Bay, the two teams in the Super Bowl. But this is not our Super Bowl predictions. We are just giving our off-season awards, or our 2020 season awards, including MVP, Rookie of the Year, Defensive MVP, and etc., etc. But I am joined once again by my friend Ben, playing as Tampa Bay. Ben, how you doing?
I feel disgusted playing as this team.
Well, here's the thing. I'm Nick M15. If you look up in the top right, Ben's gamer tag is the Sports Gamer 12. Patrick Mahomes 15. Tom Brady 12. It just made sense. Okay, had to turn down the commentators so that I could actually talk. But we start with talking about these two teams in the Super Bowl and their path to the Super Bowl. And we'll talk more about this in the actual Super Bowl special. But, oh, yeah, that's a pick. But, let's just focus on the fact of what we did to how we picked these teams to get here. So, Ben picked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers only 8 times this season. So, if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had basically gone perfect with Ben's picks, they would have only finished 8-8 and probably missed the playoffs. So very interesting to know that Ben didn't exactly think Tom Brady would lead Tampa Bay to the playoffs.
I will say, to my credit, towards the end of the season, I started picking them more, but I also wasn't really, I wasn't very confident in someone first year doing what Tom Brady did. But then again, it's Tom Brady, so I don't think we should have been as surprised by that.
Meanwhile, I wasn't much better at picking Tampa Bay. I did do slightly better. I picked them 10 times throughout the season, so they would have finished 10-6 with my predictions and potentially still made the playoffs. But overall, we weren't very high on Tampa Bay. Kansas City, on the other hand, Kansas City, as I get a pick with Kansas City, Ben picked all but once throughout the season, and that was the last game of the season when Patrick Mahomes was sitting. And they did end up losing that game, so Ben was right. But Ben picked Kansas City 15 times throughout the season. I, on the other hand, I thought they'd win that last game and every game in the season. I never picked against Kansas City. I had Kansas City winning all 16 of their games, and if it were up to me, they were going 16-0, and I was only off by 2 games, Ben only off by 1, but we were definitely both very high in Kansas City. It was pretty clear that Kansas City was the favorite to go to the Super Bowl from the AFC side.
Yeah, I think Kansas City overall showed that they're still the defending champs, but I mean, I don't think anyone's going to complain.
So we start with some of the easier awards. Oh my God, Tyreek. So we start with the easiest of all the awards, and that is the Comeback Player of the Year, an award that should get named after this player that wins the award this season. That is Alex Smith, and I don't even have to ask Ben who he has, because I know he has Alex Smith. Honestly, the story was incredible. What happened, the gruesome injury to his leg, all the surgeries that it took to repair that leg, and then on top of that... And on top of that, the infections that happened from the surgery could have caused him to lose his life. So
there's so many factors.
There were so many question marks behind Alex Smith, and it weren't even question marks about whether he'd play again. There were bigger question marks about whether he'd walk again, whether he'd be able to, or whether he'd die or not. It was a very scary situation for Alex Smith, and the fact that he managed to come back and play and managed to lead the Washington football team to a playoff berth. Granted, yes, NFC East, but he led them to the playoff berth. Absolutely outstanding. And like I said, I don't even have to ask you, Ben, but Ben, Alex Smith, our Comeback Player of the Year, obviously.
Yeah, he's just like you said, not being, his life was threatened. He might not be able to walk again. All these different factors. It's an inspiring story, honestly.
Another award of ours that I feel is, I wouldn't say it's an easy award to hand out, because I feel like there are many coaches that deserve it, but it is the Coach of the Year, and I am very confident that me and Ben have the same coach. That is Sean McDermott of the Buffalo Bills. Absolutely outstanding season for Buffalo. What he's turned that team into, and the powerhouse that they now are, the fact that me and Ben are having conversations about what it would take for them to... Did I catch that? Hey, there we go. I do think Buffalo is not far off, and it's insane what Sean McDermott has done. But Ben, knowing that you also have Sean McDermott, I'm going to actually ask... Wow. I'm going to actually ask you something different. Who are some honorable mentions for you for Coach of the Year? Who are some people you think should have or could have won this award, not should have?
I think another honorable mention, and it's someone that like deserves it, is Andy Reid from Kansas City, just because obviously, you know, he has a bunch of players on his offense, and you could argue that, hey, is it Mahomes, is it Andy Reid? Andy Reid definitely deserves consideration for it. I would probably also say Mike Vrabel from Tennessee could also be in consideration, but I am with you. I think Sean McDermott definitely improved, especially, I forgot one other coach, just came to my mind. Brian Flores of the Miami Dolphins turned that team around just as much. Probably McDermott did it better, had more talent, but like definitely a consideration with Brian Flores.
I agree. Yeah, both coaches in the Super Bowl deserve some sort of recognition. Bruce Arians of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Honestly, for the fact that we were both saying at the beginning of the season, good touchdown, by the way. We were both saying at the beginning of the season how we weren't sure if the whole Tampa Bay and Tom Brady thing would work. I think he handled the situation very well. I think how he let Tom Brady basically do his thing and just come in and run an offense that was comfortable for him, and it worked very well. I think Bruce Arians does deserve some sort of credit for that as well. But I do agree. Brian Flores is one that I think we both kind of forgot about when we were making these awards, and definitely deserves some sort of recognition. All right, let the game progress a little bit because, obviously, we don't have too many awards to go through, and I kind of want it to perfectly go with this game. But I'm just going to throw that away. I wasn't really paying attention. Defensive Rookie of the Year, and obviously this is another one where I feel like there's only one real answer to this award, and that's Chase Young. And we probably could have guessed that from like the very first snap of the season. Chase Young, absolutely, he came onto that Washington football team, and their defense, by the end of the season, their defense was one of the top in the league. So him being a leader in just his first year on that team and basically turning that defense around and helping turning that team around. Thank you, Tyreek. I do think that Chase Young is the obvious pick here. I don't think you have anybody else. We'll go to you.
No, I think Chase Young is up there. I had him early on in the season anyway. I think like preseason I basically had him because I really didn't think anyone would surprise me. And like overall, like I think maybe I'm going too far, but I think if it was overall rookie, I think I might pick Chase Young just because, I don't know, I just feel very confident in him. But, you know, there wasn't anyone that kind of stuck out. I mean, obviously I'm a little impartial towards my team. I was very confident in how A.J. Terrell, our rookie corner, did, but nowhere near on the level of Chase Young and what he did for Washington.
Didn't expect you to score that quick, so we're going to let this play a little bit longer. You're supposed to run some clock.
I mean, when it's one-on-one man covered, I got to take it.
When it's one-on-one main coverage.
No!
It's very hard for me and Ben to concentrate on two things at once when we can barely concentrate on one. Offensive Rookie of the Year is a lot tougher than Defensive Rookie of the Year. I feel like there's 3, maybe even 4 rookies on the offensive side of the ball that you could look at for this award. The one I'm looking at and the one I'm giving the award to is Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. I think the loss of Stephon Diggs for Minnesota was huge, and the amount that Justin Jefferson stepped up and helped that team out. Minnesota, I did not expect anything out of them this year. Honorable mentions for me, obviously, Justin Herbert, Chase Young again, CeeDee Lamb. Just overall, we had some great offensive rookies this year. But Ben, who is your offensive rookie of the year?
My offensive rookie of the year, I don't think you go wrong with anyone. I think Jefferson is definitely, I think Jefferson might actually win it, but I do think overall my rookie would probably be Justin Herbert. Both Justins actually did really, really well. Who was the quarterback for the Chargers before it was Herbert?
Phil Rivers.
Huh?
Phil Rivers?
Tyrod Taylor. Goddamn.
Oh, Tyrod.
Okay, my roommate had to help me on that. I brain farted on that. But anyway, Tyrod Taylor, he got a punctured
he got stabbed in the lung by his own medical crew.
Yeah, and Herbert came into that game against the Chiefs and just balled out, really. Also, how am I just running these with fucking... But Herbert just came in unprepared, not knowing if he was going to start, and he did really well against the Chiefs. Obviously, they still lost, but I think it was still a one-score game. So I think Justin Herbert deserves it. He broke the rookie touchdown record, and I just think overall, I think the Chargers landed a very promising young quarterback.
When the MVP is literally an offensive award, and you almost never see a defensive player win the MVP award, we're just going to consider the MVP award an offensive award. So we want to make sure defense gets a little love as well. So we do have our defensive MVP awards, and for me, I am going to
Davis.
What? No. Is it who?
Davis from the Tampa Bay Bucks, like you said, in midseason.
Well, he was the midseason MVP. I don't think that was wrong, just because he had a bad second half of the season. But no, at the end of the year, it did come down to who was the leader of their team, who was just absolutely making offenses worry the entire time. And yes, Aaron Donald is one of them, but for me, the defensive MVP with 15 sacks leading the league is TJ Watt of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think his season was just absolutely insane. He had 1.5 more sacks than Aaron Donald, so that is why I gave him the slight edge. But really, you can't go wrong with either of those two players. And I might as well just let you go on with Donald now.
Yeah, I got Aaron Donald mainly because I don't know what the
I almost made it.
I got Aaron Donald just because the reason why, and TJ Watt is definitely number 2 for me. It's the same thing with offensive rookie of the year. It's very close between those two. But at the end of the day, I got Aaron Donald because you have to double and triple team him every single play. I'm not saying you don't do that with TJ Watt, but you see the impact that he has and what he brings every day, every time on the field. You saw it even in the Packers game. Now, obviously, I wasn't going to pick the Packers anyway to win this game I wasn't picking the Rams to win against the Packers anyway, but you saw him being hobbled made such a difference, and they didn't have to focus on him because you don't have to focus on him, and you can just throw away from Jalen Ramsey. It was such a big difference that you really, his impact alone is really hard to measure.
Right, and like I said, both of these players I would love to be leading the pass rush on my team. It just, no matter who you got, you have to double team them. They're going to be a problem. They're going to get into the backfield. And I feel like if you put them on any defensive line in the NFL, they're instantly one of the better defensive lines in the NFL because they just make everyone else around them better as well. Before we get on to the big award, the MVP award, let's just talk about all of the potential players that can win this award, what they've done this season, and basically their impacts for their team. But we will do that once I stop Ben from getting a touchdown and we let a little bit more time run off.
Dang it, I tried to get down to 1. I swear to God, if you did not get a touchback for that, I would have not had any remorse.
Now that we got 4 minutes left in this game, hopefully that should be enough time for us to go through all of these players that are deserving of the MVP. We're going to start with the guy on our list who is least likely to win it, but still, in our opinion, deserving of the award in some way, shape, or form. That is the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen. He was actually my contribution to this list that we made. And I don't think you can really go wrong with it. He had an outstanding season. He definitely progressed a lot more than he was expected to.
I agree with Josh Allen. I mean, obviously, I'm the dubbed Buffalo hater, but I can't deny how well Josh Allen did this season. For me, my other honorable mention, though, would be, who I think might also be just an offensive player, is Derrick Henry. And it's really one thing and one thing only, is that he had over 2,000 yards. I think he was like the 7th or 8th player to do so in NFL history, which says a lot about that Tennessee Titans team and that Tennessee Titans offense. It literally ran through Derrick Henry. And I think he definitely deserves consideration. I think if he was on like a better team or maybe finished at a higher seed, I think he would be more like in talks to get the award. But because he's on Tennessee and they didn't do as well, he's not going to get as much recognition. But I do think he is considered. I think he should be considered nonetheless.
Get the first.
You got the first. Yeah. I thought you were going to pass it and trick me.
So now the main two players that everybody is considering for the award, that is Patrick Mahomes, the guy who is hopefully about to lead my comeback here, and Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers. So between those two, Ben, who is your NFL MVP? Let's fucking go.
I don't want to say Mahomes for that reason. And guess what? I am saying Mahomes because guess what? In Madden or in real life, he makes throws just like that. That actually kind of set it up perfectly for me, to be completely honest with you. I got Patrick Mahomes. You know, obviously I was high on Russell Wilson halfway through the season. And I do think Russell Wilson is also could be a candidate if he finished stronger. But Patrick Mahomes definitely deserves it in my opinion. But it's not exactly, you know, an easy case. He did have one bad game against the Miami Dolphins where I think he threw like 2 or 3 picks, matched his season total up to that point, but he still won the game. Aaron Rodgers, when he has a bad game, the team still doesn't do well. So I got Mahomes because even in these bad games that he plays in, he still can end up leading a team to win. Now you could say it's part of it's the offense, part of it is Andy Reid and his play calling, but I think Patrick Mahomes definitely should be the MVP, but I think Rodgers is definitely a close second.
So I actually agree. I was actually thinking you were going to go with Aaron Rodgers, but for me, the MVP is a most valuable player award, and Patrick Mahomes is the most valuable player in the league. And it's not even just with his $500 million contract. It's just the fact that Patrick Mahomes, if you take him off that Kansas City Chiefs team, Chad Henne, I don't like. Yes, he had that one good play against Tennessee that kind of like sealed that game, or not Tennessee, whoever they played, that kind of like sealed that game. But
the Cleveland.
But overall, like, I don't think he'd be able to run this offense. I don't think Chad Henne would do nearly what Patrick Mahomes does. Now, you look at the other side of the ball, would Jordan Love or would Chad Henne or whoever be able to do what Aaron Rodgers does in Green Bay? Not quite to the extent, but I feel like this year there's nothing that Patrick Mahomes has done that I feel like anyone else in the league could have replicated. And I think that even though Rodgers may have had him beat in a couple of stats here and there, I just feel like this was Patrick Mahomes' year. He led Kansas City back to the Super Bowl. He had another outstanding year. He's basically proving that he's here to stay. He's a franchise quarterback. He's not a fluke. He's not like a 1 or 2 hit wonder. He's here to stay. He's going to be the next, maybe Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, whatever. He's the next big name quarterback in the NFL. He's made a name for himself, and I think he has earned his second MVP award in just his, his third or fourth season?
4th year.
Yeah, so insane, but I do think it comes down to that. But
I will say
what a perfect time to end these awards, right?
I will say before we get to this last play, basically, Aaron Rodgers. I will say Aaron Rodgers definitely deserves consideration. I don't think either of us disagree.
Yeah.
But if Aaron Rodgers does win it, I don't think anyone's going to complain. Same way if Patrick Mahomes wins, I don't think anyone's going to complain. But those two are definitely, at least right now, the top two.
All right, but here we go.
Last play.
What a perfect way to end this awards. Let's see if this is how the Super Bowl will actually end. Obviously, we didn't do Super Bowl mode, and we're actually in Kansas City, and blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Kansas City, 24-21 right now over Tampa Bay. Ben has one play here. I do have 3 timeouts, so if he does get in the end zone. But if you don't get in the end zone here, if you get stopped inbounds, you better hope you get that spike off. Ah, you son of a bitch. It's fine. 13 seconds. 13 seconds. I got a chance. All right. 13 seconds and a dream, and Ben's giving me an onside kick, apparently.
I'll give you some.
I'm not even going to switch it. I'm just going to let you kick it out of bounds. We'll just do that. Fuck it. Fuck it. There we go. We're a little closer. A little closer. 7 seconds. That took 6 seconds, so I could do that technically one more time. Oh, boy. It comes down to this. 7 seconds. Pass. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown, Kansas City. 3 seconds left. Oh, my God, Tyreek Hill. Is this how the Super Bowl is going to end? Is this really how this game is going to go? Maybe these should be our score predictions, Ben. Maybe this should be our Super Bowl special.
But you know what? It's a Hail Mary. Why the fuck not?
Once again, the 4th time Tom Brady finds himself in a Super Bowl where he's just got to throw a Hail Mary at the end and hope to God something happens. And for the 4th time, it ain't gonna work, Tom. It ain't working, Tom. Let's go.
And the Chiefs, according to Nick and me,
well, according to Madden, according to me and Ben playing Madden, the Chiefs are going to win. But guys, that was our off-season awards. We wanted to do it a little different. I didn't really know what to do for the background, so I was like, fuck it, let's just play a game of Madden and we'll use the 2 Super Bowl teams. But our actual Super Bowl predictions will be next week. I don't know exactly what day, if I'm going to post it on Friday, Saturday, or maybe the day of the Super Bowl. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I still haven't given it away. I won't give it away. It's either Ben or it was me. I'll let you guys in on one small little hint, though. The final score was 205 to 202. We will find out next week who will be eating the ghost pepper, who will be our Super Bowl predictions, and we will wrap up Nick's pick. But there's one episode left to go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this entire run. And yeah, we will see you for the Super Bowl special. Ben, anything left to say before we head out?
Tom Brady doesn't come out clutch.
No, he did not. Have a great one, guys. Peace.
Bye.